Hi everyone. Again, I never know when to say hi. Because, yeah, Instagram doesn't really tell me when I'm live. It's just like, you're going live now. I was like, okay, what does that mean? Anyway, hi. I've kind of just been sitting around waiting for 2 o'clock today, which is a bit strange. Normally I'm like, oh my god, it's almost 2. Just getting my stuff all set up. Hi. I have the rest of the stitches planned out, which I guess I can talk about now because as always, I wait until 5 past to let people sort of jump on and get settled and all that. But so the plan is today we're going to do the satin stitch. I have to make sure that I finish before 3:15, so I think that's plenty of time because the satin stitch is nice and easy. Then no stitch along on Monday. I can't make it for Monday because life is crazy at the moment. And so then this weekend I am going to catch up on the stem stitch, and I'm going to record, as I've said, like yesterday and I think the day before, I'm going to record the lettering so that I can show you guys how to do the like trickier parts of it, and that'll go on YouTube. That'll just be a little detail video like I did the other day. So that'll be the weekend. That's not going to be a live stream though, just to confirm. Then on Tuesday we're going to do the little leaf bits, which could take quite a while. For me, it takes a while to get these stitches done. They look cool, but they do take a bit of time to complete. And then on the Wednesday we're going to do French knots. So I know everyone kind of has either a love-hate relationship when it comes to French knots. I personally like them, but that's just me. And then that'll be the end of the stitching. No, that's not right. I forgot tomorrow. Tomorrow, so today the satin stitch, tomorrow we're going to do the cast on stitch, which is the little bit of the bathers. And that'll be fun to do. And then, yeah, so then Wednesday next week we'll be finishing with the French knots, and on the Thursday next week, Thursday? The 17th, I just wrote down dates. So yeah, the Thursday, I will do a really short stream about how to finish your piece in a hoop. And unless I forget, again, which hopefully I don't, this time I'm not going to finish it like this. I'm going to actually have some fabric for the back of it. And I will show you guys how to finish it that way. Because no, not this one. Because my first one, Simply Florals, and this one, Let's Relax, both have an open back finish. So I'm hoping to show how to do it without an open back. I just have everything in reach. All right, well, it's 5 past. That was good timing. So I might just quickly stick this in here. So today will be a nice easy stitch. Once you understand what you do, it's the same for all of the bits. There is a fair bit of satin stitch to do on the piece. So let's get started. Get all that ugly computer stuff out of the way. All right, so the first bit of satin stitch we're going to do is the little loopy bits under the umbrella. So we want our pink again. We're going to get our 3609 and we want to use all 6 strands again, unless you did a different amount of strands for the spiderweb stitch. Whatever you did for that stitch, whether it was 6 or 4, or I guess you could have done it with 2 or even, you want to make sure that you're using the same amount of threads as that stitch. So I'm just going to do my quilter's knot on camera again. So I'm just going to pinch, don't mind my horrible nails, pinch between my fingers underneath the needle, and I'm going to wrap around twice like I would if I was making a French knot. Pinch between my other hand because I'm not ambidextrous, and then just pull it through until you can't pull it through anymore. And that's our little knot. So we're just going to start on the left and work our way across the right. So I have my, for the spiderweb stitch, I actually have a knot right in that corner there. So what I'm doing is I'm just kind of moving it out of the way behind the piece so that I don't poke my needle through the knot. Otherwise I'm going to have a hard time. And then I just want to do the satin stitch, which is you come up in the corner and come back in on the other side. And that, ladies and gentlemen and non-binary friends, is exactly how you do a satin stitch. That's it. So I'm going to try and keep the line that I have going here, but curve it, like fan it out a little bit. So I'm just kind of going in the same-ish spot on the left side, and then moving down along the right side. So I'm going to do one more stitch. I'm going to just move the thread out of the way so that I can come up kind of underneath it. And that is our satin stitch. And we're going to just do the same thing on all 4 of these, just to fill it in and make it look umbrella-like. Actually, I'm going to undo that last stitch, and I'm going to get in a lot closer than that. So you don't need a really long piece of thread for this little section, at least, because it doesn't really require much satin stitching. I cut off a decent amount because I'm going to be using it for the ice cream. So that's 2. So I'm just moving the stitch out of the way again so that I can come up really close. So that, just so that it looks like it flows properly in it, and that they're not actually 2 different stitches. Do one more little one on that side. But yeah, if you're live, or if you're watching this after the fact, either on YouTube or on Instagram, and you've got any questions, let me know. Happy to answer. But I feel like, I mean, honestly, I'll be quite honest, a lot of the stitches in my opinion, feel really easy. And that's why I'm kind of drawn to helping people, just because I feel kind of, I don't like using the word blessed. I'm not religious, so, but I don't know another term to use. So I feel kind of blessed in a way that it does, these kinds of things do come really easily to me, and that I can use that knowledge of mine, or that sort of innate ability to pick up and learn stitches, and then be able to teach other people. So I'm going to leave it at that. I don't want to do another stitch because I think it might look a bit too, oh no, because I want it to match that side. So we'll do one more little one. Round out the bottom. I just don't want to overdo it, I'll be honest. Yeah, all right, there we go. So I'm just going to flip my work over and cut that off. Cool, that's one. The next bit we're going to do is the ice cream. So this is 3 colors. I do recommend that you leave out the yellow for the 3 colors that you choose. I have it designed as pink, green, blue. You can do it however you want. I do recommend that this one is not pink though, because you've got the pink right next to it with the umbrella. Same if you use yellow, don't do this one as yellow because it's right next to the sun. I did pink, green and blue just because I like the pink, green and blues that I chose for the whole piece as a whole. So this is what it's going to look like in the end. What you might notice compared to the satin stitching here and the satin stitching here is they look a little bit different. That's because I am going to be using less strands of floss for this one as I did for this one. So this one, just to remind you, this is 6 strands for the satin stitch. This one, I should open the pattern. If I'm remembering correctly, I recommended using 4 strands for the satin stitch on the ice cream. I'm just currently bringing up the pattern so that... No, okay, I didn't. Well, there you go, is a little tidbit. I'm going to use only 4 strands. So I'm just pulling out 2 from the 6 that I was just using of the pink. See, again, if you're watching this and you might have missed when I said this the other day, I am interested in having like a list of people who can do test stitch, who can proof my patterns or do a test stitch of a pattern. I can't pay you, but you'll get a free pattern. So if you're interested in that, just let me know in a private message. It's just something I've been thinking about, because there is now 2 errors in this pattern that you've all received. Errors that have been fixed just via me correcting myself on stream. They're not like the design itself when you stitch it is wrong or something like that. So, alright, so I've just got my 4 strands. You can kind of, oops, it's up here. You can see I've got the 4 strands in it now. And I'm going to do the little top scoop. So we want to start, you can, before I start, you can angle your satin stitches however you like. I've kind of done a little bit of an incline. It's sort of 45 degrees. For the ice cream, you want to make sure that all the satin stitches are going in the exact same direction. So you could do them horizontal, or you could do 45 degrees from left to right, whatever you would like, whatever you prefer. I'm going to do it the same way that I've done this one though. So I'm going to start in the corner, and I guess the other thing to mention is the pen that I've used to trace the ice cream is really thick. So like I used a separate pen for the bathers and kind of all the stuff at the bottom here. You want to make sure that where you're coming in and out lines up sort of in the center, so you can see where my needle is. The center of the line, not like on the inside of the line. Hopefully that makes sense. Because you want to make sure that you don't have any gaps between all the satin stitches. So we're just going to start out by doing some tiny little satin stitches. And that's not laying as flat as I'd like, so I just pull it out, wiggle it around, and then pull it back in to get it to sit as flat as I want. Now the reason I recommend using fewer strands of thread for this one is because it's going to make you come in and out of the fabric a lot closer to the previous stitches. And that way you're not going to have, so you can kind of see on this one, you can see it sort of steps down each satin stitch. When you've got fewer strands, it sort of forces you to come in and out closer. And those steps between each up and down stitch, they have to look less jagged, basically. So I'm starting to angle up a bit, and I'm noticing that. So I'm going to come up, and I'm actually going to go in underneath to fix my angle. And this one's going to go back to normal. Just a bit closer than I was before. And when it's all finished, that will sit flat. And just keep an eye on your tension. You don't want to pull too hard. You can also keep it kind of loose. Like a lot of people like to fluff up their satin stitches by just running their needle underneath the stitches themselves. You can do that. A lot of the times people do it for flowers. And it just gives it a little bit extra dimension. Might make your ice cream look a little bit more delicious. Who knows? Oops. There we go. And I'm going to do one little one. I'm going to move this stitch over. And I'm going to come up and just kind of curve the end a bit by doing a shorter stitch like that. So that's our pink. Next we're going to move on to the green. I'm just going to finish off my thread. Jeez, there's a whole bunch of knot back there with the cone itself. So that's the pink. Let's whip out our green for the first time. So the green I recommend, because it matches all the pastel colors, is 966. And again, we want to get out 4 strands. We want to match whatever you've done with this previous stitch. We're going to match the amount of strands of floss. So I've already got a cut of it here, which has 5 strands. So I'm just going to pull out one. So I'll just fan out and explain. So there's my 4 strands. Just doing a quilter's knot off camera. And now the green one, I'm copying my design. I'm not straying from it. So the green one is just this one, and you can kind of see that my satin stitch sort of breaks a bit here. My stem stitch here breaks a bit. So I'm going to use the satin stitch to not follow the pattern, and I'm actually going to curve it out from here, just so that when it's washed, it looks the way I want it to look. And we're just going to do the same thing. We're just going to come in and out, follow the same angle as your previous one. You don't have to get out a protractor or anything like that to make sure that it's exactly the same angle. Just eye it. I'm coming up as close as I can to the stem stitch. If you're watching this and you haven't done stem stitch, that's okay. You might actually find it's a little bit easier. I actually ummed and ahed about the order between the satin stitch and the stem stitch, believe it or not. These are the kinds of things that I think about. Now we're getting to the pink. Hi Zoe, my cat's here. She's smooching my leg. Hi Zoe. Really? She's not usually this friendly. Anyway, as I was saying, we're now hitting the pink, and we want to make sure that we're gonna not leave a gap. What's up? We don't want to leave a gap between the two colors, so I'm actually gonna like go into the same spot as where the pink is. I think it's because the door's closed and Zoe's like, why is the door closed? I do recommend that the order of the little ice cream, oh, let's undo that one. The order of the ice cream scoops is top, left, right. Because that way you can go over the top of other stitches to show depth. Yes, hello Zoe. I don't want you to sit on me, please. No, no. What the hell, cat? She never wants to sit on me. Right now she's like all over me. Let's show everyone who you are. There's Zoe. She's like the most antisocial cat ever, so this is weird. No, I don't want you to jump on me. I'll give you pats. There you go. Hey, you want some pats? You want some pats? I can't have you sitting on me right now. She's distracting me. Alright, and that's all she wrote for the green. Oh, Milo's here too now. Hi, Milo. No, he's not talking. He's upset because I gave Zoe pats. Alright, that's the green. So we're going to flip it over and tie it off. Now we're going to do the blue. So this is another new colour, technically, because we haven't done this blue yet. We're going to do 5, 9, 8. And again, we're going to match the amount of strands we did here. Oh, the sun just went behind a big cloud. We're going to do, well, I'm going to do 4 strands. So as long as you match, then you're all good. I'm just pulling out 2 strands. Now I got cat fur in my mouth. Pfft. Both of the cats are shedding their coats. Like mofos right now. Just tying a knot in the end of my thread. Alrighty. And we're gonna do the same thing. Oh, look, I've even got cat fur on my piece. So to help out the curve of this one, I'm going to do a little tiny stitch here. And then start. So to remember to go in as close to the previous stitches as you can, so you don't have any gaps. That includes the stem stitch. And you want to keep the same angle. That's kind of like an important part of the satin stitch. Sorry, I just... Oh, okay. It's got a private message on Instagram, and I thought it was someone asking me about what I'm doing, so I was going to answer it, but no, it's just spam. I got a knot in the back of my floss and I can't see it, so... There we go. Cats have gone over and left me alone now. They haven't taken their fur with them though. Left me with all their fur. Oops. Bonk. So same as the green, I'm going to go as close to the pink as possible. Trying not to leave any gaps. I've got a little fuzzy bit here that you can probably see. That's the knot, like strands from the back of my thread, or the back of my piece. So I'm actually going to do what I did with the pink, and I'm going to fix the angle that I'm on by just adding in a hidden little shorter stitch, and then that'll fix my angle. See? All this freaking cat hair. Alright, now we're going to do our curve. Do one more little stitch. Round it out. hopefully. So that's our ice cream finished. Alright, the last bit of satin stitch is the bathers. So the bathers is just to fill out, it's to indicate the leg holes, but the lighter blue is just to fill out the back of the material themselves. So it does have the cast on stitch over the top, but you really don't have to worry about how even it looks. Like the bits behind the top half of the bathers is really honestly kind of ugly, because we're coming out from this one point and fanning around rather than what we do here, which is like start on this side and work all the way across. So at least with the top half, you don't have to worry about if it's going to look good. So when it comes to picking how many strands of floss you use, you just want to make sure that what you're using here is going to look good. So I've indicated in the pattern 6 strands. I'm going to actually do 4 again. This one I definitely did 6 because it filled it out quicker. But we're going to do the bottom half first, and then the top half, and then the dark blue. So I've still got my blue, and it was very deliberate that I did blue last on here. I've still got my 4 strands, so I'm just going to tie a new knot in my floss. And we are going to go over the top of our little like bloop, 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 bloops. They're just, we know that they're going to be there, so we don't have to worry about them. And we're just going to do the same thing we did elsewhere for satin stitch. We want to try and follow the curve. The piece itself. And you can see that I'm doing just a vertical angle. Honestly, I should have done it a little differently. And actually, no, I'm gonna undo that because I do want it to do vertical like this way, not this way. So we're just gonna rewind. So it's easy to undo this stitch. Don't worry about the little holes if you have to undo satin stitch. They just rub away, and we're going to cover them anyway. Cool. So like you can just go like that with the fabric and they're gone. Alright, let's tighten that up again. So I want to actually do the angle more like that. So what I should have done was not be fancy and just go up like that. Hopefully that makes sense, why I've just undone it. So I'm getting messages from someone. Okay. Just wanted to make sure it, again, wasn't something about this. And if you want to save floss, you can come up and down on the same sides each time. So like I've just gone in at the top, I could come up just off to the side and go down and then move down and up like that. I do find that's a little bit risky because there's then not much fabric between like this point and this point. And I'm sure it'd be fine. I just, yeah, feels a little bit risky to me. You might pull the fibers of the fabric the wrong way and all of your hard work comes undone. I've got a knot at the back again. Come on. There we go. He keeps doing that. So I just need to fix up my angle again. I'm just going to go in short a little bit. And then do a regular one again. See, now I'm back on the right angle. If you're live and you've got any questions, let me know, even if it's not about a different stitch or a different section of the pattern. This is the kind of stitch where I can answer questions about something else. So if I wasn't stitching at the stand, I would be letting my needle hang because it's starting to get a bit twisted. I'm going to have to get a new cut of thread as well because I'm running out of what's on my needle. That one I'm going to do short as well. You definitely want to fix your angles as you go. As soon as you notice it, that you're making one side go too far across quicker than the other side, you want to fix that as soon as you've noticed. Otherwise, it'll just be a lot harder to fix the mistake. Alright, I'm going to have to flip it over and get some more floss. Don't forget to keep your fabric nice and tight. Alrighty. Just going to cut off some more floss. Make sure I've only got 4. You don't want to change the thickness halfway through. Threading my needle, tying a knot. So tired of knots today. This is a doozy. How did that happen? Oh, almost got it. Almost got it. Come on. Just go away. No one wants you here. Nobody likes you not. You're not welcome. There we go. Okay. Sorry about that. I'm kind of doing my own thing. I'm not really following the pattern right now, just because I didn't really do it here, so I'm trying to fix the angle of the leg hole. But yeah, as I've said a few times over the course of Stitch Along, it's your piece. You do whatever you want. You want to change bits of it like that, be my guest. Oh my gosh, knots. Stop it. Seriously, stop it, knots. Like a little rogue bit of fibers. You guys are seeing this too, right? Like, nobody wants this here. Stop it. Yeah. You see how easy it comes undone as well? It's ridiculous. It's just making me frustrated. Seeing as I don't have all the time in the world this afternoon. Wednesday is my daughter's therapy day. She starts at 4, so I got to get us there, and I like to pack something for me to work on and all of that kind of jazz. Alright, so now that the bottom half is done, I'm not going to cut the thread. I'm going to just go straight here because I just came in like here. So I'm just going to go straight into the corner. Oh my god, I'm going to put a knot in it. Yep. And then I'm going to make my top piece. So I haven't drawn it on, but I do want to just curve it. I don't want to follow these little like bumps. we're going to do a lot of the shorter stitches because we do want to curve it. So I'm going to make sure that they're all, the ends here are all covered up by going in at the top. And then, yeah, just wriggling it to flatten it all out. Getting loose again. I'm not happy with this embroidery hoop that I'm using. So just a reminder, you don't need to make this, the top parts super pretty. It's not going to be noticed anywhere near as much as the actual cast on stitch itself. So that's why I'm not worrying too much about how all the stitches are going to sit flat at the very top of the piece, the top being here. As long as it's not garish, then it's going to do exactly what I want it to do. And that's the last one on that side. And then I can just move all the fibres to sit where I want them to sit. And now I'm going to just do the other side. My watch is telling me to get up and move. Shush, watch. I don't have time for you right now. Keep bumping. Just gonna move it back so I stop bumping it. Everyone's so quiet. If you got any questions, let me know. Happy to answer. I promise I don't bite. This is going to be close with the amount of floss I have left. much left. That was really tight. Some of those stitches just before. That's what she said. There we go. Cool. Alright, we just got one more bit to do. I'm just going to tie off this first. Alright, so we're going to do the leg holes now. The fabric doesn't want to stay taut. Anyway, we're going to use our darker blue, which is 3810. We want to make sure that we use the same amount of strands as we did for there. So I'm going to get two. I actually have, not two, four. I actually have two strands, that's why I said two here already, and I'm just going to do a loop to make it four. When I say a loop, I mean like this. So both ends are at the end together where the knot's going to be. Okay, and then we're just going to make sure that we have the same angle like the ice cream. We're just going to fill in the little leg holes. And I don't like how that one's sitting, so I just stick my needle under and wriggle it around, get it sitting right. And I want to go, I do recommend you come up at the bottom here and go in along the edge where the light blue is, because it's a lot easier to go in like that than it is to come up like that to make sure that there's no gaps. You might find it easier to do the other way. I just, yeah, want to recommend this way. Bump. Let's move that actually, so you can see what I'm doing. Trying to fix my angle, and I'm being sloppy about it. I need to do it properly. I need to do that. I just want to go in as tight as possible to the, like the crotch bit. I'm going to do one more, even though it probably looks like it's fine. I just want to make sure that it's all filled in. And then we just start on the other side. Again, just start in really tight. I'm going to let my thread hang as much as I can. Start in really close and work your way out from there. I might run out of floss, which sucks, but it happens. So I'm following the curve that I made here not the curve that I've drawn on. Because I'm not going to worry about what I drew, I'm going to worry about how it looks as a stitched, finished piece. It's going to be close regarding remaining floss. I think we'll be fine. Just. We'll do one more little tiny one. There we go. And that's our satin stitch. Look at how much colour we have now. Yay! So we've done our umbrella, we've done our ice cream scoops, and we've done the base of the bathers. I've got a little fibery bit. I need to fix that. Alright, I'm going to switch my phone. So that's what we're going to leave it at today. For those who may have missed when I started the stream, I have the rest of the days all planned out. Tomorrow we're going to do, I'm just looking at my note, tomorrow we're going to do the cast on stitch, so we're going to finish the bathers, and then over the weekend I'm going to catch up on the stem stitch, which is the rest of the wording, and that's not going to be a stream. That one is, I'm going to record it and I'm going to upload it to YouTube as another detail video for those who are concerned about how to overlap some of the bits that overlap on the wording. And then Monday there's no stitch along. On Tuesday we're going to do the palm tree, which is the picot stitch, picot, however you want to pronounce it. Excuse me. And then we're going to finish it with the French knots, and then on Thursday we're going to finish the hoop itself. I've got the cat now climbing on my lap. Yes, hi. But yeah, otherwise we're gonna be done by next Thursday, which is what I had hoped, which is awesome because I'm moving house soon, and honestly shouldn't have done a stream this month, but I really wanted to because it's summer themed, and yeah. Anyway, thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much for watching if you're watching this after the fact. And I will see everyone tomorrow at 2 o'clock again. Bye.